Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and in this video I want to cover a full run through loadout guides, everything for Shattered Realm, Legend difficulty for Debris of Dreams. This is the first week we have Legend difficulty, so it managed to fall on Debris of Dreams. I'll work on the other two in future weeks, you guys will see one of each of these from me. We'll see which one's the easiest as well. But the big thing about this one is you have a shield of each type. And this is where it gets a little annoying. That's why my loadout explanation is going to be a little longer. That being said, if you just want to jump into the gameplay, you can use the timestamps. You can scroll ahead and find the sections. I'll try and break everything up. Beacon 1, Beacon 2, the boss fight. You guys will see pretty much everything. But you have one of each type, and I'll cover which one's kind of the worst and not as bad. No radar. Enemies throw more grenades. I didn't notice this as often in Beacon 1, but Beacon 2 gets a little chaotic. Match game is kind of a must, but you can power through some of these. You are locked, so whatever you choose you go in with, Overload and Unstoppable is still there. So, first I'm going to cover exotics. As it's Legend, even if I'm 1344 and it's supposedly only 1320, this stuff still hurts. So, I first want to cover exotics, and they're all going to be helms. So, you want some way to stay alive. For the Titan, I'm actually going to say Mask of the Quiet One, preferably over, say, Crest of Alpha Lupi for the class item heal, or One-Eyed Mask because you have the specific target. This one, you gain ability energy when you're damaged. You're already getting damaged all the time in this thing, so you're going to have it happen a lot. But also, when you are critical health and you get a kill, you get healed. So that's a good thing. Generally, that's going to be probably one you'll see proccing more than most. Hunter, pretty simple, I would probably guess for you guys. Wormhusk Crown, if you get a dodge, you get a health. If there's another recommendation you guys have, that's totally fine. If you want to go Arc and you're not so worried about health, maybe, for example, I'll cover supers here in a second, but this one can work with any class and give you that health that you're probably going to need more survival. This is not a speedrun guide. This is to survive the thing guide. Finally, for Warlocks, you already have a Healing Rift, which is, an advantage over the other two of us for longevity's sake, but you also have the Stag. Rift grants damage reduction. So now you have a Healing Rift that makes you take less damage. There's probably other options you could go with. If any other Hunters or Warlocks have recommendations, please throw comments down below. But honestly, the Stag is probably going to be your safest one because now it's good in PvP and PvE. So yeah, this guy, if you've got it, is my recommendation. But Warlocks, you still have a Healing Rift, so that's not too bad either. Okay, so that kind of covers exotics. You probably could go like Devour Warlock as well. That's an option depending on your loadout, especially because I'm going to recommend Void. So you've got that too, but again, you've got options is my point. Now, Overload, that one I'm running a bow. Any bow you've got is pretty good. The higher the damage number, the better. Just make sure you run major spec on all of your weapons because you want them to hit hard on champions. The boss is not as much of an issue. So Overload bow, I'm running this in my kinetic slot just because I need to. This Biting Winds is from Beyond Light, so you can get that one from Varix as kind of an option. The other bow probably in the kinetic slot is going to be the Whispering Slab. It's a big one that looks like a giant rectangle. Both will work. I like this one a little bit more personally, just because it's a bit faster, but I've got a good roll on this one, which is the other main reason. But yeah, bow for Overload, pretty straightforward, kind of what you're going to do. Now, here's where my whole debate of trying to figure out what you need is. You have mostly solar shields and one void shielded boss on Beacon 1. You have pretty much all arc shields on the second area, and there you have unstoppable ogres. And then the boss, the third beacon, you're going to have one arc shield, I think. You're going to have about 4 or 5 void shields. Those are going to be a little like chieftains. And then that mostly covers it, and I think the champion's even a chieftain as well. So, as the chieftains are Beacon 1 and Beacon 3 for the champions, you're going to need Overload in Beacon 1 and Beacon 3. We've got that covered. For Beacon 2, it is Unstoppable Abominations. You're going to want your fusion rifles for that, and I actually used a fusion rifle just to shoot through both of them in a line, because when they spawn, you want to focus them down and kill them quickly. That is the crucial way to make it even possible. If both of those guys start running free, plus the chieftains running around, it's going to be just chaos. So, Beacon 1, you have a lot of solar shielded chieftains. This is going to be the way you kill them. Now, I ran through with Timeline's Vertex. I don't know if everyone has this one because it's older, but a solar fusion rifle is going to be the choice. I'm going to try this with Cartesian Coordinate. If for some reason I go into the loadout and I change it, I'm going to let you guys know when I start and say, hey, by the way, I ran with Timeline's Vertex. Either way, this is a rapid fire frame, so not quite as high DPS, but a little more in reserves, and I also have Vorpal on this one, which is going to give me some bonus damage when it comes to some of those beefier enemies. On the other side, this is an adaptive. This one is, or no, yeah, this is adaptive. So it's going to be that 660 charge time. If you have something like Iota Draconis, this is going to hit hard. Like, you know, this one example right here, under pressure and high impact reserves, it's going to hit pretty hard, but the charge time is very slow. So your DPS is not as high if you need to pump out a lot quickly. And when it comes to the abominations, this may be actually too slow, hence my worry of using it. So, but the main reason I have solar is because I use a regular fusion rifle to burn through the abominations. I've also powered through some of the match game shields, just because this thing hits hard enough you can do that. But the first beacon is mostly solar, so that's why this is here. Second beacon, you're going to be facing mostly arc chieftains. And this is why I went arc on my linear fusion rifle. I went through the first time with threaded needle and an arc subclass. I ended up using grenades. I had my super, Curious of the Falling Star. I could just delete guys at sometimes. It wasn't bad. We made it through. There were some deaths, but we got to the finish line. But I found that having an arc fusion rifle allowed me to deal with the chieftains from farther away, to tag them, and it worked just a little bit better personally, because when you get to the third beacon, the chieftains are red bars. They're not as hard to kill, and you can even power through their void shields with this right here if you've got some ammo for it. Hence why ammo finders and reserves is all important. So personally for me, I like Tarantula, and again, I'm doing this without exotics. If you've got Vex Mythoclast, if you've got Sleeper Simulant, if you want to go with Queenbreaker, for example, you've got quite a few options in the exotic department. I mean, I can even run through those real quickly. I mean, linear fusion rifles, when it comes to not regulars, exotics, sorry. Queenbreaker, if you've got it, cool. If you have 1,000 voices, please use that. It will just delete everything, everywhere. And then you could probably throw in like the main ingredient Zer was using a little while ago for an arc fusion rifle, and you'd be fine. 1,000 voices, make sure you throw some reserves on there. You probably got to watch how much ammo you have, which would be one question. But overall, this is going to hit like an absolute truck and melt things, so don't forget about that if you got it. Sleeper Simulant, again, if you have the Catalyst, you might have more reserves, but your shots are probably going to hit pretty hard. Queenbreaker should have a little bit more reserve ammo, not a bad one. If you're looking for specifically an arc linear fusion, always depends on if you've got it. When it comes to energy, Jotun for a solar fusion rifle is not a bad idea. You're going to have the explosion, you're going to have the tracking, you're also going to have the burning from it. It's going to be a potent option. I haven't tried it with it, but it could be very good. Also, as I said, you do have Vex Mythoclast now. That's going to be another one that can take advantage of this. Probably wouldn't run Lawrence Driver right now. It's not going to be the best thing. Jotun could be a lot of fun, though. I actually want to experiment with that, but I don't think that would be specifically the one to go for a guide build for you guys. As I said, so we got our exotic helms covered. Make sure you have your ammo finders for linear and regular fusions. We've got Unstoppable and Overload covered here. I'm running Taking Charge and Shield Break, so I can get charged with light sometimes. Here, I'm running Linear Fusion Reserves. As the second beacon is the most chaotic, and I'm sure you guys are going to see that. Here, I'm running Arc Resistance, and that's the main reason is I'm running Arc Resistance. I've also got Reactive Pulse, and this one specifically says if I'm charged with light and I take damage while surrounded by combatants, I emit a burst of damaging arc energy. If I'm surrounded in that chaotic room for some reason by an arc shielded chieftain, and for some reason something punches me and I can break that shield, I'm going to take it. I also gain a powerful overshield while performing a finisher because I have an arc mod here and an arc mod here. So my finishers are actually a bit more survivable as well with this specific mod. Linear fusion reserves, kind of a must. Got grenade energy so I can use those when I need them. Scavengers for fusions and linear fusions. I've also got absolution on here. You can pick whatever mods you want for your boots. That's up to you. Protective light is an important one though. If you are charged with light and you do take that damage that could almost kill you, this will make you more resistant when you're in that critical state. And that critical state will also pair well with Mask of the Quiet One. Survive a little bit longer, then get the kill, get your health back, and keep going. The big piece of all of this is, of course, going to be Particle Deconstructor. You can use whatever mods here you want. I'm just trying to stack up some grenade. So I've got 6, 6, 6, and I could use a little bit more there, but I can't quite get there. So as you guys can see, if you move stats around, you may get, one thing here or there. That's up to you guys. But overall, this is kind of my generic loadout, no exotics used in weapon category. I explained what exotic you could use over here, but I've gone through and done it the same way with basically this. It would work the same. So let's see how this goes. I know this is a long-winded intro, but I wanted to cover as much as I could for you guys of why I picked what I did, because once we get going, it's a little chaotic. So I'll see you guys on the inside. Here we go. Alright, so as we head in, we'll head through the doors, and one thing to note about this first section, kind of the main little island in between everything, You could have kind of a random set of ads on this first group. There's no... I've literally had a mix of probably each type of chieftains and abominations. You're going to see a mix of everything. Just kill them from far away, because then from that area, you can actually kind of make your walk up the ramp to Beacon 1 a little bit more manageable, which will be a good thing. Usually I'll kind of jump over to that island over there on the right-hand side. Gives me a little bit of elevation over here so I can manage everything. As you can see, this time I've got an abomination. So I'm going to focus on him first. Just to make sure he's down, and then any lurkers and anything else I can find, I will go after those. Yeah, the more of those you kill from range, the better off you're going to be. If the abomination's there, it's probably going to be the big one. I don't imagine there's a lot of chieftains just hanging around with an abomination. I think that's probably going to encompass most of it. So run up here. See if I got any stragglers down here. I got enough ammo, so I'm going to burn through a little bit of it, since I've got plenty to work with. And then take a look and see what's around. You're going to see possibly some lurkers way over here. So work them down from far away. Make your life easier later. And you saw there were probably a couple ads down below as well. Now, sometimes they'll be there. Sometimes they'll trickle around another direction. Just watch. If you saw some ads down here, they may still be there. Told you. So yeah, if they're not there, they may honestly come back and try and get you. Looks like I've actually got a chieftain to greet me on this one. So you never quite know. I've had abominations here. The chieftain was a bit more aggressive. Normally they're up on this ridge. But either way, take out what you can from range. You'll have a few more ads that might get you some ammo on the way up. Lurkers always got to hit them like 3 times because they're damn shield. And we'll march up the ridge. Now, we'll say you guys will get to enjoy some fun outtakes at the end of this. And on top of that, I did a flawless run. And I forgot to hit the record button. That one hurt. Promise you that one hurt my head a little bit. But we're back at it again. We got to do it. So when you get in here, big thing is most of this is going to be a solar room. So make sure you got your fusion rifle ready and reloaded. And then you're going to have a void boss named guy. Kind of about halfway through, you can melt him with your fusion rifle once you get through the shield. Most of the guys are going to be solar. The first set are literally going to spawn right here in front of you. So that's kind of why I do that. And then you're going to have screams coming throughout the whole thing. So always be moving, always be mobile. And if you need to like loop the room, just try and like run and stay low so the stuff in the middle isn't shooting you. Just do a big circle so you can kind of organize where everything's at. And then try it again. So let's go.
I'm detecting beacon alignment, but there are enemies closing on your position.
First guy, square in the middle. If you can get a really good shot on him, you might actually take him out in one hit. There's one more. Now, at this point, I've killed enough ads, there's no way that the screebs are not out. So you can honestly sit here and kind of chill. The screebs will eventually make it to you. But if you hang here, you have no radar. So watch both sides. You can see the screeb coming from the left. And they will eventually start marching to you, generally. If you peek out, they'll probably start to see where you are. Watch your right-hand side, though, because they may not all be coming from the same side. You can kind of hope that they are. Now you're going to have 2 solar guys. Other one's over here, so be careful. Now, that was a little chaotic. Burn through a little bit of ammo, but use the cover where you've got it. More screams. Sometimes they will chain the damage to the group explosion together like that, but many times they won't. So be aware that those guys are likely not done. Those guys were like half health for whatever reason. Probably going to have some more screams coming. Never really turn your back on any side for really that long. There's our boss, along with the other guy. Now would probably be a good time to use a super, to be completely honest. If I can separate those two, I will. Now, you notice I actually just burned his shield down. You can do that with the fusion rifles now. You can actually burn those guys down actually fairly well. Now, if you got to loop the room, things are getting a little chaotic, I'm just going to run the lap. Try to, as I said, stay a little low to the ground. Use your cover. If you ever want to stop every so often in the loop, turn and see where things are at. See what's behind you. See what's not dead yet. And you might get a chance to get a decent kill in. Also gives you a chance to pick up ammo. Now, if anything major is left, we have the Chieftain down for... That's the boss name. That's the Void one. We will still have the Overload Champion. And at this point, we just got to find, yeah, one dude. So you have those moments. And again, about 55%, we're going to have more ads spawn. These are not specifically going to be Chieftains. These are just a couple of those guys. Just a couple Ravagers. Nice little ammo drop. Apparently, I got a Prime. But know that there's more coming from usually the other side. You just got to find them. There's our Chieftain man. He's down. You'll hear more is spawning. Likely more fun stuff coming. Now, I tend to stay back here because the Chieftain champion doesn't tend to get as aggressive as you would think it would. Now, it could be on either side. There's no guarantee it's going to be on any specific side. Screebs, a little more annoying to kill with a bow, I'll be totally honest. But there's a lot going on up there right now. So our goal is to try and find the Chieftain if we can. Hitting their little crit canister will actually get some nice explosions. Now, the Chieftain could be wandering. And he can do all things, by the way. So he can do all types. The Chieftain... Oh my god. And that's where my Void class saves my butt. Again, if you feel like you're getting pinched, do the loop. Turn when you need to. Find your Screams, because I saw those were coming there. Watch your cover, but stay mobile. It's like telling you to do 6 things at once, and I get that, but sometimes that's how some of these things go. If you're trying to do this by yourself, it's no joke. So we're at 91%. That is going to be most of this. Looks like I got a Screeb. Now, if the dude died up top, it's because the Screebs killed him. But he's not dead. Now he is. That is Beacon 1, so now's a good time to grab your ammo. Do a lap and restock. See if you are maxed out. And if you are, best thing to do, honestly, use the barrier breach, because hopefully your compass is fully maxed out, and you can go invisible, which means you can skip a lot of the guys that you might need to fight in here. Now, if you need ammo, you've got guys up here to kill, and then if those are dead, then you've got guys down below that you can farm from up here. So you've got ads that you can kill if you need ammo. I would farm them. If you're low, go into the next fight with full ammo. You're going to want to, I promise. But if you're invisible, you don't have to actually kill anything. As long as you don't do damage, nothing's going to see you down here. So run as quick as you can. Skip them all. You don't have to fight them.
I pray they return to me as they once were.
And this guy you are going to want to fight. So your goal, line up these two. And then try and take this guy out. And then you'll notice some of these guys over here teleport. If they teleport, that's they literally went behind you. And it happens. Alright, so lost a little ammo, but that's okay. Make sure everything's reloaded. And we'll head on up. Now, let me explain this section before I start it. This is going to be mostly all Arc Chieftains, and you're going to have a total of 3. It's a pair of 2 Unstoppable Abominations and then 1 Unstoppable Abomination. The Abominations are about 1/3 and 2/3. About halfway through, you're going to have snipers. Some will stay out here, so you're not going to want to be out here after about 50% unless the snipers are dead. But the main part I'm going to do first is I'm going to hit the beacon. I'm going to start it off. I'm going to come over here, face this direction, and try and break the shields on these 2 chieftains, and then unload with my fusion rifle to basically kill them. From there, You're going to have 2 more chieftains that basically they'll spawn on the other side, but that's not the main focus. Head back here to the back of the room. Some of the lurkers will be coming to you, maybe one of the chieftains as well. But basically what you're going to be doing is going around and trying to stay back here for most of it. The abominations will literally spawn like 1 and 2. So literally just line them up with your fusion rifle, unload the full clip, and go to town. But again, you'll be moving again just like before. If you got to loop the room, head up top. You know, do the lap up here, stay close to the middle so you got some cover. Don't do this as much when the snipers are up, but you can use this as a way to move around every so often. So we're going to go ahead and go over here and start this. So here we go.
Beacon aligned.
So again, I use this to break the shields to start. Try and line them up. And then work on killing anything that didn't die. And then pull back. It's going to be your best bet is to get out of there a little quick. Now, if you got some aggressive guys, they will be coming from both sides for sure. Now, if you break a shield, take that second and make that shot count. And watch both sides. Watch the upper deck. Those grenades are kind of immaculate. That's a close one, but that's my defensive point. You're going to have guys spawn up on this little ledge. One will be marching down. Dragonfly on my thing occasionally works well. Not always, but sometimes it does actually work. Now, this is again another point where if you got your fusion rifle, don't be afraid to use it. And again, the more you can take care of those guys far away, the better off you will 100% be, I promise. We're probably about to have our... Yep, right here. So you're going to have some guys over here, but get your unstoppable shot ready. Line them up. And just unload a full clip and make sure they die. Looks like I've got a champion somewhere. Need to find him. Again, this is staying in the back is beneficial. Now's a good time to grab ammo, good time to reload, check what's ready and up. Now, if you're at a point where you're like, why is nothing spawning? You're kind of at an in-between point, so you got to kill a little more before more spawns. And it's usually going to be square up here in the middle. I can hear what I think I'm trying to find, but they're usually somewhere up here. Yep, there they are. Alright, same thing. I'm gonna throw a grenade down there just to try and tag something in that general area. Hopefully I get something dead. Back here is probably where I would tell you to, either pop your super or just unload. But I'm going to pop the super just because I actually missed that shot and I still was getting a little bit low. But that's probably where I would pop the super, and that is my main point. Come here. Where are you running to? That's ridiculous. That is the main area where I would definitely say pop the super. It's well worth it. And what you're going to be facing is probably the worst combination because you have snipers in the front, so you don't have a lot of room to move. You don't have a way to really circle the room if you get stuck, so it's really kind of the best point to pop your super there. A Nova Bomb, a Tether, they're all going to be very effective there. Trust me. Again, this is a lot of chaos. I get it. It's a little hairy, and I've died multiple so many times. It's not funny. Now, As I said, you got snipers up in the front, so you got to watch out for those. See the raiders over there? They're kind of hopping back and forth like crazy people. Those. The ones that are in the front typically are not going to come back to you. So just sit back here with your bow. Just strafe so you don't get tagged. And crit them. Save your ammo, the big stuff, in case you need it. You will. Now, if you get tagged, definitely hide. Now, we still have a single champion that's literally going to spawn on my head, probably once I kill these guys. Alright, so if you hear spawning, we're probably about to get one more. Here he is. Get your unstoppable shot ready. Make sure you're reloaded. A little late for the reload. That's why you always want to be ready with that. And he's pretty much done. Gonna have a few more stragglers here. I don't actually think there's any more chieftains. I'll be completely honest. You're actually probably at a reasonable point now. If you made it this far, you're probably good. Grab any ammo before it falls into the abyss. 83%. That number is not always accurate because I've done a little bit of this before, and then it tends to kind of catch up. But at this point, you shouldn't have too much, so keep your fusion on you. Take care of the stragglers. Try not to get frozen on this last 2 seconds and die. There we go. And that's probably it. The counter is probably just down. There we go. Yeah, same thing kind of happened last time. Timer was off. So I'm at 17. I'm going to grab a little bit of ammo. We're actually not doing too bad, time-wise, ammo-wise, and got the super back up. Now, the big thing to know about the final room, it's the big boss tank. The tank in and of itself with this loadout is not that bad. You can unload your linear fusion once you hit it a couple times with the fusion rifle, and you'll put plenty of damage in. The biggest thing is just not getting nuked by the missiles. Got to watch out for those. And then also just making sure you take care of the ads in kind of a safe manner. If you can kill him, we can run down here. You don't have to kill all of this stuff. There's always going to be a few ads over here. There always are somewhere. But honestly, if you skip them, you can just... Normally, there's ads right here. I've seen, like, the big fiery guys. I've seen screams. Just be careful. But teleport up to the top, and then we're in the final room. Most of the fighting I'm going to be doing is going to be from back here. Literally, the tank will be over there. All you got to do when he does the missile barrage, just don't back yourself off the ledge. But if you line up the missiles between you and basically keep some distance, if I'm up here, the explosions can't hurt me. Back here, if all the explosions hit the pillar, I'll be okay. So give me just 1 second, and we will start this thing, and hopefully we can make it through. Alright, so literally kick it off and pull to the back. Don't even mess with the tank right now. Not a big deal. Not worth anything. Don't worry about the joining allies. You'll be fine. Tanks over there, you can honestly just kind of plink away at it. No big deal. It's immune for the moment, so you can't really do anything anyway. I would usually find one of the two legs, and then I'll show you guys the missile barrage. So there it is. If you back up and kind of line it up, it all hits the pillar. It's no big deal. Not a worry. Just kind of light one of the front legs up because it's usually the one you'll want to hit. And then you're going to start to see ads coming. They're going to come from both sides, so just be aware that they will be coming. And just try and keep them at bay. Be okay about using the fusion rifle. These aggressive guys are not so bad. Just keep them back. The little guys will kind of charge up here at you. The big ones, not so much. So these guys are not so bad to keep working from back here. They're also a good way to farm for a little bit of ammo. If you hear that missile barrage coming, keep your ears open to that audio cue. It is a little subtle, but that's why you definitely want to play with some headphones on so you get those audio cues. Now, once you get to about this point, there's that noise in case you're wondering. Now, if you ever need to dodge it, just keep moving and you'll be okay. You're going to have this guy down here around the corner. These are... Apparently, that dude's like... If that guy's infinite, that's going to be... What are you doing to me? Oh, contacting Destiny servers. Come on, don't kick me off right now. Alright, if something like that happens, pull back to your safe spot so you don't get smashed by rockets or anything else. Hopefully I'm good, and hopefully that guy is dead. If you hear the rockets, come by this ledge over here and crouch. Bad. Okay, that's fine. Now, you can do this one of two ways. If they're together, you can hit the grenade and hopefully group them together with the grenade explosion. And if they die, cool. Make sure they do both die if you do get a chance to break their shield. And then do a little pass through the middle to make sure you get all of the ads. That should be all of them for wave 1. So this one is actually not too bad, but your goal with the particle deconstruction, hit him with a regular fusion rifle first, and then just start lighting up one of the front legs. It's usually the easiest to find a front leg. And then don't waste all your ammo. You're going to need some of this for the Arc Chieftains later on, but put a good chunk of damage in. Again, something's weird. Sometimes the damage isn't great. So put some damage in, and then honestly, you can back off. You'll get more later. There you go. Head on back to where you were. You're going to see some big guys, so really get to cover quick. Grab any ammo if you're lucky about that. And then head on back. Same thing, you're going to have some ads, so be ready to take them out from back here. Stay in cover. Watch both sides. If I pulled a lot of them from this side, I will keep working this side. Watch both sides, though. They still could be coming. Looks like I've still got lurkers on this side, though. I must have pulled them all from this side. Typically, they kind of trickle up both sides if you're, like, out of, like, line of sight. That's the missile barrage charging up, so line yourself up. Be careful. Go fusion if you got to be aggressive with this. That's our overload. He is up. That's our only one. Not a big worry right now. Just watch the lurker on this side. Watch the missiles. Now I'm going to see if I can take out the overload if he's still up here. Hopefully he is. It'd be an easy spot to kill him, but he's wandered off, it seems. You can see here the missiles charging up, so I'm just grabbing ammo. Gonna go get in cover again. Now, sometimes there's an abomination up here, or at least on this round, but he doesn't seem to be around. That missile barrage is much more aggressive this time around. I'm gonna hang to the left this time. Keeping my eyes open. Watch out for the missiles. And again, you do have an overload this time, so be aware. Missiles are coming, and basically just know that they're going to be pretty constant. That's one. I've got a Ravager coming at me. If you're moving in the open, stay moving the whole time. Stay in the back, stay in the back. Missile barrage. Still coming. I did get one of them down, so again, you know you got arc shields working, so be aware. This is overload. So you want to light him up pretty fast. No! That's just about as bad as that could have gone, because I did not actually kill him. I only wounded him. So I gotta grab some ammo and reload this thing. I wish he would actually march his little hindquarters up here. That's a missile barrage coming. If you want to be a little closer, you could actually get back here. Nothing's gonna hit me this far back. Should be a little closer to the action. Bad time to have to reload, I can tell you that. Feel like you're in a bad spot? Take a second. Listen for the audio cues. Line up the headshot, make sure that one counts. Overload. Honestly, normal fusion, I'm going to miss a little less, so I'll just finish him this way. There we go. Listen for the rockets. They're all above. I'll grab my ammo. I think, oh, I'm all I can get. That should be everything on this phase. Now, we're going to have some abominations on the next phase you're going to want to take out from far away. But on this phase, that should be pretty much everything. Those don't even know where I am right now. So again, this time... Now, if you do the damage, get in there quick. I'm going to back out again. Actually, I'm going to switch over to regular. Okay. Pull back in case these abominations are here this time. I wonder if this back room can actually be a little more of a mix. Nope, that seems like an abomination for sure. You are going to want to take these out as a priority. But also you're going to have the lurkers, so keep yourself some cover. Lurkers are good for ammo when you're low. Yeah, the abominations can kind of mess you up. Rockets are still an issue. I don't know how that dude survived the rockets, but more power to him. Pull back as the rockets are coming. Grab a little ammo. That dude's still running away like a big chicken. Good ammo pull there. Listen for those guys with the chain things. They will freeze you if you get frozen and then blasted by rockets. Your day might be just over. Notice how I aim for the knees and it pulls up. It's a better way to get by. More heavy. I'll take it. All right, so you need to find your abominations, and you need to go after them aggressively with this thing. There's one. I know I've got one more, though. Listen to the missile charge, so know that you got to get to some cover. This rock will work. That guy is like my perpetual Ravager down there. All right, he's now exploded. I got out of cover at the wrong moment. Oh. Now's a good time for super. Again, you got Void for a reason. You may as well use it on these guys, at least one of them. Watch for the rockets. Typically don't use my super in these videos, but I'm doing it this time. I think that's everybody, so I'm going to try and light them up again. And then break one of the legs that you haven't broken already. That's important. Should get enough damage in. You should be able to finish him up here. And you're done. You kind of have to do 3 phases, so if the damage feels weird on him, don't, like, make sure you try and actually split it up into thirds, but if damage feels like it's, like, arbitrary slowing down, don't dump all your ammo into the first, like, you know, damage phase or something like that, thinking you can kill him. You can't. So we're going to pull her out. We're going to go back to orbit, and we'll wrap this thing up. There we go. Kill what you can. Fusion rifle. Oh! Damn. And try and find the chieftain, and try and break that shield, and then kill him quickly. And there you go. Okay, somehow we have survived. Most of you guys will watch this and be like, nope, not doing it. And believe me, I get it. And now, kill the sniper so you have a little more freedom. Is that dude just standing above me? He is actually standing above me. No! So the champion is going to be a chieftain, which means he's going to be overload, so you're going to need your bow for him. We're going to have to track him down. We're at 87%. He might be chilling around the top. He's actually over here. Ow. Oh, my God, I'm dead. Nope. Those scream. Ah. Now's probably a time that I would throw a Nova Bomb down there, but that's just me. Oh. And I was about to die, so my turn to pop a super, because it just got to be a little terrible in there. Use this to gather up my health a little bit. Try and kill a couple of these snipers in the back. Try and find whatever chieftain is causing the chaos over here. Oh, come on! But that pretty much does wrap this up. As I said, you've got multiple ways you can do this, but hopefully now you've seen a fusion rifle can do a lot of damage to the enemies that you're trying to kill. I did it with Timeline's Vertex. I've done it with Cartesian Coordinate. Solar in this slot works because that first room is a little tight. But a fusion rifle is going to probably get used a lot since it's unstoppable, but also kind of serves double purpose. Linear fusion again as well. Once you light them up with a regular fusion rifle, you can do a lot more damage to the boss with this. You've got range with your arc fusion rifle, so you can take out those champions. And the second beacon definitely gives you some range for some snipes in certain parts where it's beneficial. You saw with the abominations on the third beacon. And then bow for overload. Just kind of works for me. It's really kind of our main overload option, so this is just something I had to get used to using, and I'm just better with bows now. If you're not great with bows, just took me some practice. That's it. But biggest thing, I was using Mask of the Quiet One. Find an exotic helmet that helps you heal. All classes seem to have one, so use one of those. Stag, Worm Husk, this, all of them work. And hopefully this video is beneficial to you guys. If you do finish this thing, please comment below. Let me know how you did. Trust me, you guys will see the outtakes here in actually probably just saw the outtakes already, since I'll probably put them right before the outro. And for all of you guys out there, thank you guys. If you did enjoy the video, drop a like on this one. If you want to find me on Twitter, I'm at Ebontis. If you want to find me streaming, it's either twitch.tv/Ebontis or right here on YouTube. And if you guys want to see all those, you can subscribe to the channel and hit that alert bell. That helps all my videos and streams make it into your feed so you know they're there. If you want to support me directly, you can join the channel as a member, or you can find me on Patreon and support me there. Thank you all very much. I'll see you soon.